welcome back. All right, creating the perfect look for a room can be tricky, but a padded bulletin board is a great way to spice up any living space. Savea Kamori is here from the Craft Mafia to show us how. Good morning, Savea.
Good morning.
All right, so you know that I'm not normally good at these crafty things, right? So I'm the average person or less than average, and maybe you can explain how we can do this at home.
Okay, well, what you do is you get some fabric you really like, and you can get it at any craft store, fabric store, and you get some batting. You have to get it according to the size of your board,
okay.
So it really depends on the size you need. The type of batting I'm using is actually made out of recycled bottles.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of a neat way to
stay green?
To stay green, even though you're making something new.
Great.
You know, you see those bulletin boards where you tack up things. Well, this is actually a great thing because you don't need tacks. You can just slide the pictures or the bills or whatnot into the little pockets and you're good to go.
Perfect. All right, let's see how it's done.
Do you want to start?
I don't know. Do you want your hands in the way? We'll see. She hands me a staple gun.
Okay, so what we did was we ironed. Before we did this, we ironed the fabric. You have to iron it because it will get wrinkly on the other side if you don't.
Okay.
Okay, so I have the batting coming up about 1 inch.
Can you just buy like a little piece of plywood?
Yeah, this is plywood.
Okay.
So it's a great, you know, inexpensive board. What I want you to do, I'm going to pull it, and I want you to staple it in the middle there.
Okay.
And the staple comes out right here. So turn it this way and staple it. And what you do,
wow.
keep it down, hold it down. And then staple it down.
Okay, you might want to move your finger.
No, don't worry, I'm fine.
All right. Oh, we got that one. Nice.
So what you do is you do 3 in a row next to each other.
Okay. Not going
and then,
all the way, but...
yeah, you can always pull them out and redo them.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I'll probably be doing that.
Okay.
All
then
right,
what you do is you go to the other side and you go around each side and go, you know, even tension.
Pulling the fabric.
Yeah. So that what will happen is you'll have a nicely evened out pattern when you pull.
Perfect.
Then you're going to fold the corners down, and you just have to practice kind of tucking them, and you can actually trim the corners a little bit here with scissors. And you actually just tuck it back, and you don't have to worry so much about this. You want to just staple right here. You don't have to worry about the back so much because what happens is that you're going to cover it because you're turning it against the wall. So you don't have to worry too much about this being perfect.
It's kind of like wrapping a present.
Yes.
It seems anyway. You're
with
just kind of
staples and industrial.
Exactly. A strong staple gun.
Yeah, and then so when you're done with this, you can actually just put a picture frame hanger on the back to hang it onto the wall.
Perfect.
So we're going to go to the next step.
Okay.
The next step is we're going to take ribbon, and you're going to be making the grid. So what I did was I started from one corner, and I went to the opposite corner. And I laid one piece down, then I laid another piece.
So you're cutting separate strips?
Yes, strips with enough edge so that we can staple it on the other side.
Okay.
Once I had this grid set up, I put tape down so that it won't move. So I made sure that these are all nice and straight, they're not bunched, and then we can start to staple. So if you want to staple this one right here, I'm going to put my finger on the other side.
Yeah, let's not, and that's making me nervous. All right, there we go.
Good job.
So the key is finding a staple gun, I'm learning, huh?
Yeah, this staple gun is a really great one because it doesn't catch your fingers. So look you already have a piece here.
That's really great. This would be perfect for dorm rooms for kids going back to college and that sort of thing.
It's a great way to organize. It's a great way to think back. Okay, I have this I have to do after So already you have these two stapled. When you're done with that, you take the tape off. And then you will now have
a flat canvas.
A board that looks like this. This is all of the edges here are stapled down. And actually what you do too is you trim the fabric.
Okay.
Because you don't need to have big bunches of fabric on the back.
And all the ribbons stapled down here on the back.
They're all stapled. Okay. Now what we're going to use is we're going to use upholstery tacks.
Okay.
And we're going to put them at the crosses of every single one.
Now you were telling me that you push them in a little bit with your hand first before you hammer. Tell us why.
Yes, because if you just hammer it, it can actually bend and get all funky, and then you have to pull it out. Versus if you take one nail and you use your finger to just kind of place it in on the plywood, it actually goes in pretty nicely. with a little bit of force.
Okay.
And then I've used the hammer to push it to press it down a little more and then hammer it. So we're going to have you hammer.
Excellent.
Okay. So you can hammer these ones here. You just go for it. Just hit it.
Nice.
Go for it. Yeah, that one's okay. Yeah, that one's okay. Here, you just go that one.
Yeah, we'll get that one. Here, we'll let you do that one.
Oh, this one here. Do you want to do that one right there?
Not very handy with the tools, but I'm learning. And you guys have an event coming up.
Yes, we do. We have an event coming up.
There we go. We'll straighten that out.
We have an event coming up tonight. We're doing a craft night, and that one is actually, you know, come bring your own craft supplies, and you can make your own thing, or you can swap.
And right there on the screen on August 7th, a visual craft attack, so another kind of craft.
Yeah, it's a craft show at an art supply store in the North Park area.
And so what happens there? Do people come in and they learn how to do these sorts of things, or do they swap their own crafts?
Well, that craft show is actually where we're going to have a whole bunch of different vendors that have come and they make their own things from scratch.
Okay.
And they have a whole bunch of really neat and unusual things, gifts, whatnot. And great for actually a student returning to college or to school.
Very good. Well, always fun. These are really cool, really beautiful. I mean, you can just stick photos in here or anything that you want to put up, and we thank you so much for being with us. It's always fun, Savea. All right, still ahead, I'm going to put the handy tools down.